We have the incredible privilege today to begin Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. We begin in Siman Aleph, Seif Aleph. Dine Hashkamas Haboker. So the Kitzur begins with the halachos concerning waking up in the morning. And the Kitzur writes as follows. He says, Shivisi Hashem lenegdi samid. Literally quoting the pasuk that says, I place Hashem before me at all times. What does this mean? This is a very important rule, a principle in the Torah, and ultimately, again, is really a cornerstone principle for all tzaddikim who want to live their life in the presence of Hashem. And here the Kitzur says something so profound, yet so simple, yet so profound, which is one cannot compare the way a person conducts himself when he feels that he is alone in his home versus how he conducts himself when he stands before HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Now here, the Kitzur is just highlighting a very simple yesod, which is we all act differently when people are looking. It's just human nature. When I'm by myself, right, I feel I'm all alone, no eyes on me, I'll act a certain way. When I know that there are eyes on me, I act a different way. When a person knows that someone else is looking, he's careful and vigilant with all of his actions. That they are appropriate. So all the more so when a person takes to heart the following. So we know that already, says the Kitzur, that when a person knows that someone else is watching, they behave differently. All the more so when that someone else is not a someone at all, but rather when that someone else, that something else, is HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And when we describe the Ribono Shel Olam, Lo Kol Haaretz Kivado, His glory fills the entire world. And ultimately, He's able to see everything. As the pasuk says, a person says, a person hides. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, will I not see him? Of course I will. The Ribono Shel Olam sees anything and everything. Bevadai miyad sagia elav hayir v'achna. Immediately a person will be filled with a sense of reverence, a sense of awe, and a sense of humility. So here the Kitzur really, and it's just interesting to note that this is how the halacha begins, right? The Kitzur Shulchan Aruch doesn't begin really with any particular halacha, but rather he begins with a statement. And really it's the concept of cultivating a sense of God awareness. That's what Shivisi Hashem lenegdi samid really means, creating a sense of God awareness. I recognize that I'm always in the presence of Hashem. Because if I recognize I'm in the presence of Hashem, by definition, that shapes how I'm going to talk, that shapes how I'm going to behave, and it shapes my behavior in every area of life. So the Kitzur Dafka begins with this because before we get into the halacha that says what you should do, what you shouldn't do, I have to ask myself, well, why should it matter what I do or what I don't do? After all, as long as I'm good in the public sphere, that's enough. Comes the Kitzur and says, no, Shivisi Hashem lenegdi samid. I live in constant God awareness, or I live with constant God awareness every day. I am constantly in the presence of Hashem. And because of that, I must make sure to refine and cultivate my behaviors and my actions, both those that can be seen and those that cannot. Because even those actions, those behaviors that can't be seen by others, could always be seen by HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shkayach everyone, we'll continue Meretz Hashem tomorrow with Sif Beis.